It is Christmas in July at Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg. It's also Game 3 of a 3-game series inside the Trop between the Red Sox and the Tampa Bay Rays. Welcome back inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo along with Jerry Remy. Welcome to Red Sox baseball. We'll look at the lineup today, and the Red Sox have Shane Victorino back in the lineup for Boston. He's been very good. He's our Chevy key player to watch.
Well, he really has been, especially since coming off the disabled. He's played exceptional baseball and really surprised me with the way he swung the bat. In the 6 games, a .435 batting average. He's got a home run, which happened in this series right here. A couple of RBIs. Against the Rays in 2014, very good, .400 batting average. And, you know, we saw him go deep the other night from the right side of the plate, taking David Price for a home run, also going to the opposite field for a base hit. He brings a certain energy to a ball club that was really missed by the Red Sox early in the season. Without question, he had a hard time staying healthy, and the Red Sox paid the price for that. Right now, he's swinging the bat very well and playing very well.
Well, Jake Peavy now a member of the San Francisco Giants. Alan Webster is on the mound for the Red Sox today in the finale of the series. His 8th Major League start, his first of 2014. We're back with more right after this. So is Game 3 of the 3-game series between the Red Sox and the Rays. Welcome back inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo. Well, 2 years ago, the Red Sox made an enormous deal that involved 9 players. It was amazing at the time because the Red Sox were able to dump so much salary, but in return, they got some pretty good pitching. And as it turns out, Alan Webster is one of those guys. Webster goes today for the Red Sox. He has made 8 Major League starts now, including today, and his first of 2014. The Red Sox are excited to have him here as part of the youth movement right now for Boston. With more, here's Jamie Erdahl.
Exactly, Don. Alan Webster making his 2014 debut with the Red Sox. John Farrell saying before the game that he had a great year for the Red Sox down in AAA baseball, and now it's his time to make that transition to the major leagues once again. John Farrell saying that overall this last year he's been able to maintain control of his fastball, and that's a key pitch for Webster. John Farrell is our Geico quote of the game on our starter.
I think Alan had one of the better spring trainings of anyone in camp. And what I mean by that is that he came away from spring training, I think, with a better understanding of what his strengths are, how to best use particularly his two-seam fastball. I think more of an understanding of what the Red Sox were about. I think changing organizations for the first time can be a little disruptive. He's been able to get past that. And an understanding of who he is as a pitcher starts to play out more consistently.
Catching Webster today, Christian Vasquez, a guy he is very familiar with from AAA Pawtucket baseball. David Ross does get that extra day. He would have been catching Jake Peavy today, but of course Peavy no longer with the Red Sox. So it's a Vasquez-Webster connection today. Very familiar for those two coming from Pawtucket.
All right, Jamie, thanks very much. We'll see how it works out. Red Sox trying to salvage the last game of the series. We're back at the Trop with the first pitch right after this. Southwest Airlines, your Kia dealers of New England, Dunkin' Donuts, Toyota's website for deals via Toyota.com, PaulRadine.com, celebrity golf instruction, and much more. And by Subaru Dealers of New England. More fans making their way in here to Tropicana Field for the third and final game of the series. The Red Sox trying to salvage the last game of the series after a frustrating two-night stand so far for Boston. And now the Red Sox, all of a sudden, after losing 3 straight against Toronto, have now lost 5 games in a row, while the Rays, on the other side, have now won 9 straight games. Yeah, Jerry, kind of a strange phenomenon here at Tropicana Field today.
Very strange.
Christmas in July for some reason. Not sure why.
They were playing Christmas carols here prior to the ball game. We had Santa Claus. We had snow. We have Santa's elves. I mean, it's just a festive feeling around the ballpark today.
I know you are such a fan of Christmas in December that to have it in July, too, is great.
It's so special. It's so special. Look at this.
This is really something here at the Trop today.
Got up this morning and went out for a skate, came back, showered, and got out to the ballpark. Couldn't wait to get here.
Well, there's going to be a lot of that today as the day goes on here from Tropicana Field. The Rays ready to take the field, led by their starter Chris Archer, and here they come. As they take the field, let's check out the Red Sox starters today. Leading it off is Brock Holt at third base, with Daniel Nava in left field batting second. Dustin Pedroia at second base in the 3 spot. David Ortiz, the DH. Shane Victorino, our Chevy key player to watch, is in right field. Mike Carp at first base getting a start. Stephen Drew at shortstop at 7th, with Christian Vasquez doing the catching 8th. And Jackie Bradley Jr. in center field bats 9th. Today's Rays starting pitcher presented by your New England Nissan dealers, and Chris Archer ready to make his 21st start of the year. 6-5 with a 3.31 earned run average, 105 strikeouts to 47 walks, and opponents hitting at 247 against Archer. Last time out against the Red Sox, got to go back to May 23rd. Ended up with a no decision, but pitched great. 6 shutout innings with 11 strikeouts along the way.
The defense today for Tampa Bay, they're third in the American League, 48 errors on the season. Evan Longoria will be at third base. Yunel Escobar, the shortstop. Cole Figueroa at second, and James Loney, the first baseman. Left to right, Ben Zobrist, Desmond Jennings, and Kevin Kiermaier. Kirk Casale doing the catching for Archer.
The umpiring crew today, Vic Carapazza has the play calling the balls and strikes, with Marcus Patillo at first base. Bill Miller, the crew chief, is at second base, and Chad Fairchild, the umpire, at third. Well, John Farrell and the Red Sox coming in here hoping to grab the final game of the series before heading home to take on the Toronto Blue Jays. And the Red Sox have the top of the order. Brock Holt leading it off, and just one change already. The trade yesterday of Jake Peavy out to the San Francisco Giants, and Peavy will get the start tonight against the Dodgers as he is thrust right into that situation out there. And his first game for the San Francisco Giants, and Alan Webster on the mound today for the Red Sox as Holt makes his way to the plate. Brock hitting at .313 with 3 homers and 23 runs batted in. Brock Holt in the series 1 for 8 and 3 for 21 on the road trip. Dealing with Chris Archer, ready to go in his 21st start of the year. And the first pitch of the ball game is in there for strike 1, and we're underway.
Archer's a guy that's been a victim of very low run support by the Tampa Bay Rays. A lot of fastballs, a lot of sliders.
Win last time out against the Minnesota Twins, 6 1/3 innings pitched. Holt fouls it back and is down 0-2. Alan Webster getting his first start of the year for the Red Sox. Looking on as the Red Sox bat here in the top half of the first inning. 0-2 pitch to Holt. To left center field, over comes Zobrist, and he'll make the catch. Ben's been all over right field, second base, and tonight in left field makes the catch on Holt.
Well, there's a slider we were talking about. A couple of fastballs to Holt, then the slider, and the line drive out to Ben Zobrist in left field. Zobrist, as you mentioned, Don, moving all over the playing field. Left field today. Nice inside-out swing by Holt, line drive, but right at Zobrist.
And one down here in the first inning. Daniel Nava, the batter. Nava batting in the 2 spot, hitting at .253 with 2 home runs and 13 runs batted in. Multiple hit games in 5 of his last 9 games. 5 for 15 so far on the road trip that comes to its end today. .343 since June the 7th for Nava. His return to the major leagues after his stint this year with the Pawtucket Red Sox. That's a strike, and it's 2-1. Archer winning back-to-back decisions at Detroit against the Tigers and last time out against Minnesota. Nava takes the strike and the count evens at 2-2. Dustin Pedroia waiting on deck. Nava lines it into right field for a base hit. And a 1-out single for Daniel Nava, first base runner of the ball game.
Nava had been 1 for 5 against Archer. That one hit was a home run. This time he gets on top of a high fastball and really hooks it and pulls it hard. Topspin line drive into right field.
One down, one on, and Pedroia coming up. 271, 4 homers and 37 runs batted in for Dustin. 4 for 20 on the road trip and 3 for 8 in this series. So he takes strike 1. Pedroia hitting at .277 against right-handed pitching. In the dirt and gathered by Casale. Today the Rays celebrating Christmas in July, as we mentioned, and all kids 14 and under receiving a Chris Archer Christmas stocking as they came into the ballpark. What's always showing a lot of stirrup is Chris Archer, as always, his general everyday look. Framed by Casale, but called the ball.
There is the look of the Christmas stocking that was given out today to all the kids. Actually, we got a couple pair last night given to us.
Pedroia swings and fouls it off the catcher. 2-2. Well, Thursday at 3 p.m., don't miss the MLB trade deadline special live from Fenway Park. Join Tom Caron, Steve Lyons, Nick Cafardo, Rob Bradford, Peter Abraham, and more as they count down to the 4 p.m. deadline live. One out, Nava at first base, and Pedroia with a count of 2-2.
Back to the slider.
And Pedroia grounds a fair ball off the glove of Loney and into foul ground. Pedroia will reach. Good diving bid by Loney, but it glances off his glove, and Pedroia's got himself an infield hit.
Now, if anything, Loney kept that from being a first to third situation as you see him diving across his body, gets contact with the glove, slows it down, Pedroia will pick up the base hit. Maloney may have saved maybe a run if that ball gets all the way down the line.
First and second, one down. David Ortiz, the batter. Rays going to the shift on the right side, but they keep it pretty tight to the infield. David at .251 with 24 homers and 73 runs batted in. Ortiz takes strike one. Well, today's key matchup is brought to you by Honda. Start something special with a great deal on a Honda. David Ortiz hitting .444, 4 for 9 with 5 RBIs and 2 walks, lifetime against Chris Archer. Swing and a miss, and Ortiz down 0-2.
Once again, that slider in a good spot down out of the strike zone. And no contact by Ortiz.
Abbott second, Pedroia at first, one down here in the first inning. Stepping off is Archer. Trying to lock in here with men on. The 0-2 pitch. In the dirt, and Ortiz not chasing. That's 19 games. Ortiz with 15 extra base hits, 10 doubles, 5 home runs, 21 runs batted in the last 19 games. 15 of his 24 home runs against right-handed pitching. Down in the count here, 1-2. Up high, 2-2. Let's take a look at our La Quinta League leaders. American League RBI leaders in the last 10 days. David Ortiz with 9. Adam Jones on top of the American League with 10 in the last 10 days. One out, first and second. 2-2 the count to Big Papi. Swing and a miss, and Ortiz strikes out. First strikeout for Archer, 2 down.
Now the changeup that time from Archer. He thrown him fastball, sliders. As I mentioned, his slider is his strikeout pitch, but that time he goes to an 88-mile-an-hour changeup to pick up the strikeout.
So 2 down, first and second, and Shane Victorino coming up. Shane at .281 with 2 homers and 12 runs batted in, and one of those home runs coming in this series against Tampa Bay. As he takes strike one. First home run for him since coming off the DL. His first home run since May the 21st. Down 0-2.
Good movement on that fastball right there. 94, but also bailing back in on the hands of Shane Victorino.
Nava at second base, Pedroia at first base, 2 down here in the first inning. Victorino did not go. First base umpire Marcus Patillo saying he didn't offer.
Well, very close from that angle right there. Victorino getting the benefit of the doubt.
In the dirt outside, it evens at 2-2. Giants had a pretty good road trip, going 7 for 16 during the trip and 5 for 8 with 2 outs and runners in scoring position on the year. That's with Mike Carp getting a start today, waiting on deck. These have been few and far between for Carp. On the ground, back to Archer. He'll run a bit, flip underhanded for the out that ends the inning. Red Sox strand a pair. Rays are coming up from St. Pete. Back at Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg. Lots of sunshine outside the Trop today as the Red Sox don't score in the first. Rays coming up in the bottom of the first. And it's Desmond Jennings who leads it off in center field. Ben Zobrist in left. Pat Joyce, the DH, with Evan Longoria at third base. James Loney at first base with Yunel Escobar at shortstop. Cole Figueroa at second base bats seventh. Kurt Casale doing the catching today. And Kevin Kiermaier at right field bats ninth. Today's Red Sox starting pitcher is presented by New England Audi dealers. Experience the all-new 2015 Audi A3 today. Alan Webster's numbers with the Pawtucket Red Sox, 3.10 ERA. As a pitch missing inside for ball one to Jennings. Webster in a total of 21 games, 20 starts with the Paw Sox, 4-4 through 122 innings with Pawtucket. Pitch in there for a strike, and it's 1-1. Desmond Jennings starting the day hitting at .246. 9 home runs, one he has in this series, and 26 runs batted in. Webster at the time of his recall to Boston, the 8th best earned run average in the International League, 3.10 ERA. Falls behind 3-1. His last minor league start came against Syracuse. Allowed 3 runs in 7 innings. Threw 95 pitches in that last outing. There's a strike, full count.
See that fastball right now hovering around 91, 92 miles an hour for Webster.
Strike 3 call. Oh. Jennings thought he had ball 4 and did appear to be out of the strike zone, but Webster will take it, 1 down.
Yeah, he'll certainly take that because it did look like it was out of the strike zone, and Desmond Jennings just shakes his head on the way back to the dugout.
One down here in the bottom of the first inning, still shaking his head as Ben Zobrist stands in here for Tampa Bay. 267, 8 homers, and 29 runs batted in. Zobrist with a solo home run here last night, hitting it off John Lackey. As the pitch is going to miss outside. 2-0. Born in Greensboro, North Carolina, drafted by the Dodgers in 08. Of course, part of the big deal. It's Crawford, Gonzalez, and Beckett go to the Dodgers. 2-0 pitch will bounce in. And Vasquez headed out to talk to Webster. Think about Christian Vasquez and the young pitchers the Red Sox now have. Certainly has caught them a lot for the Pawtucket Red Sox.
Yeah, this certainly is a comfort level with Vasquez and all these young guys that the Red Sox are running out there right now.
And you kind of wonder when Brandon Workman will be back again with Boston. That's probably going to happen. As one of the reasons Webster is here as he walked Zobrist was because he did not start recently where Workman had. So Zobrist down to first base, a one-out walk.
Today's Red Sox defense is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. They are 9th in the American League. Holt, Drew, Pedroia, Carp in the infield. Nava, Bradley Jr., Victorino in the outfield. And Vasquez doing the catching for Webster.
1 out, 1 on. Matt Joyce, the batter. Joyce at 280 with 7 homers and 42 runs batted in. As a season high 8-game hitting streak coming into the game today. He's 2 for 3 with an RBI last night and a walk as you look at his 8-game hitting streak. This will take ball 1. That's a strike right at the bottom of the zone. 1-1.
Change up that time by Webster, trying to find something he can throw for a strike, and gets that change up right at the bottom of the strike zone.
Backing off as Webster as he looks Zobrist back to the bag at first. Well, the Rays trying to keep it going, riding a 9-game winning streak coming in, second longest in club history. Rays had won 12 games back in 2004. They were known as the Devil Rays then. Two balls and a strike to Matt Joyce. Evan Longoria waiting on deck with 1 out and 1 on here in the bottom of the first inning. Outside, 3-1. Since June the 28th, the Rays are now 18-4. They've gone on quite a run. As it'll be interesting to see what they do around the trade deadline situation now for Tampa Bay. 3-1 pitch. That's in there for strike 2. Runner goes, and a swing and a miss for strike 3. Throws a good one, and out at second base is Zobrist. Strike him out, throw him out. Double play ends the first inning.
Second inning, and what a throw by Christian Vasquez. The strikeout, and watch the quick feet and the strong throwing on to second base. Drew just waiting on Zobrist. He is going to rifle for an arm down to second base.
That helps things out there. No score here as we head into the second inning, as Mike Karp leads it off for Boston. Karp, Drew, and Vasquez to bat here in the inning against Chris Archer. And Karp will take strike 1. Karp his first at bat here of the road trip. So 0 for 2 in the last homestand, and really the playing time has been few and far between. It's a fly ball out to Desmond Jennings in center for the first out here of the second inning. Send it down to Jamie Erdahl.
Don, we have today's poll presented by the new Scion TC. Which of these 3 players should be in the Hall of Fame? Text Sox 1 for Barry Bonds, Sox 2 for Roger Clemens, or Sox 3 for Mark McGwire, Sox 4 if you don't think any of them should be in. Text your answer, vote to 536-536. Message and data rates may apply. Text help for info and visit NESN.com/terms for terms and conditions and a privacy policy. Jerry, what do you got?
Well, I think the vote from the fans is going to be none. That's what I think.
I would agree. We'll see what happens as none jumps out there. So does Roger Clemens. Oh, it's fast and furious right now.
It's
just
really
around
moving now. It's Christmas. It's Christmas in July.
One down here in the second inning.
Did you get coal in your stocking when you got up this morning, Dan?
No, I didn't even know there was going to be Christmas here until I got here, and then it was snowing in the lobby, and I said, what's going on here?
Yeah.
But that's just the beginning of what's
going on here. It was a real
here.
feel to it this morning. It was so cold and crisp down here in St. Pete. Very low humidity, very dry day.
Well, Drew hits a fly ball out to left center field. Zobrist from left. And it's Jennings, the center fielder, who handles out number 2. 4 in a row now retired by Archer. 2 fly ball outs here in the second inning, and Christian Vasquez coming up. There is no shortage of stuff going on here.
No. One thing you learn, and it's like going to New York a little bit, is sometimes, downtown is so noisy that the quietest place is really at the ballpark. Mm-hmm. And here, the ballpark is quite noisy, and it's not really from the fans. It's all the extra activity they have going on, between pitches, between at-bats, between innings. And it seems like the louder it is, the more they enjoy it.
They really like it.
And they really like it loud. And it's one of the loudest places I've ever been in.
And it seems like it's getting louder
it's
as time
terrible.
goes on. But there's all kinds of stuff going on here before the game. It starts about, an hour before the game. Vasquez did offer.
Well, today they played Christmas music, so that wasn't quite as loud. And then they built up, to the disc jockey guy, and when he gets going, look out. We can't even hear each other do the open.
No. Lots of speakers up there. 0-2 the count here to Christian Vasquez. 2 down in the second inning. On the ground, up the middle, into center field. Vasquez doing it all right now, defensively and offensively. It's the third Red Sox hit of the game.
It had been 3 for his last 15, but takes this fastball and rifles it up the middle for the 2-out base hit here in the second inning. It's on top of a high fastball that time from Archer. And right off the side of the mound for the base hit.
2 down here in the second inning. Vasquez at first base and Jackie Bradley the batter. Three for 8 in the series with a double against Tampa Bay and hitting at .233 overall in the season. They're going into a shift on him as he hits a fly ball to right field. Right at Kevin Kiermaier. He'll make the catch. We played an inning and a half without a score. We'll get you a view when we come back. And where the Red Sox relievers are housed down here, not a lot of stuff. You got cups, you got a bench, and you got a phone at the end, and that is it. I mean, that's all that's going on in the bullpen, Jerry. Not a lot. I thought there'd be more stuff.
Well, there is now. I mean, there's at least there's some people down there now, but the bullpen really doesn't have a lot of stuff.
I guess not. It's just you look at our bullpen at home, and they got the bathroom in there. You got some extra space. There's more things going on. There's more places to go. Down there, there's not a lot of places to go. It is a bench. That's it.
Plus, you got to mingle with the people too.
Right there.
You get some weather lung behind you and yelling all day. It could be aggravating.
No one pitch should he go. They'll check. He did not, says Marcus Patillo. there's a couple places where the bullpens are exposed and foul ground, Oakland being one of them, and here in Tampa Bay where the relievers are right there. Even talk with the fans. Felix Dubron high-fiving a fan. Longoria, Loney, and Escobar to bat in the inning as Webster missing inside, falls behind 3-1.
So, Don, I actually talked to Burke Badenhop about the exposed bullpen here. He said Wrigley Field is the worst because you feel like you're right. You feel like you're in play. But
this is skied to right center field, but over is Victorino to make the catch. Yeah, I would imagine they are maybe a tad nastier there too in Chicago, I would think.
Yeah, he said, and then in San Francisco, they forgot to put the bullpens in. It was kind of an afterthought. But it is one of those exposed situations, and he did have a thing or two to say about those people sitting behind them. I won't share what it was, but that you do have to mingle with the Tampa Bay fans. I mean, look at them. He's hanging on the ground.
Yeah, he's choosing to sit on the ground rather than the bench.
That's because when he gets up, he hops.
Right. Because he's Burke Badenhop.
Right. 3 hops and he's ready to go.
Here's James Loney with 1 out. Swinging at the first pitch. It's a fly ball to short left field. Nava coming in. They'll put it away. 2 down. Well, fans, you can test your Red Sox IQ right now. The MLB Preplay mobile app. Download for free and start predicting every bat of every Red Sox game all season. Today, Preplay predicts Alan Webster will go 5 innings, allow 4 earned runs, 7 hits, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts.
Now, I'm going to tell you how you became so creative today with the bullpen video.
Okay.
You always walk down toward the lines when you make a phone call.
Yes, that's true.
I see you all the time. You're walking. So where's he going? He's always heading down left field line, right field line. So he said, well, while I'm here, I might as well take a video of the bullpen.
That is exactly what happened. Lined out to Drew to end the inning. When we come back, Jamie has a view. So we'll have that when we return. Field in St. Petersburg as Brock Holt leads it off here for Boston. Holt flied out to left field in the first inning, 0 for 1. 4 fly ball outs so far for the Red Sox in the game. As Holt will take strike 1. Archer has gone 6+ innings in 9 of his last 11 starts. Strike 2. Center fielder Desmond Jennings over towards the left center. Gap out there in right center field. Well, reaches out and pokes it foul off to the left out of play. Well, today's suits are designed by Joseph Abood, now available at Men's Warehouse. NESN is proud to support the Men's Warehouse National Suit Drive in July. Make a donation of gently used professional clothing and give unemployed men and women a chance to look their best as they re-enter the workforce. To learn more, visit nationalsuitdrive.com. This to left, and Zobrist on the run to make the catch for the first out of the 3rd inning. Sent it down to Jamie.
Well, Don, I know Don's View is such a popular segment, so I wanted to kind of join in on this fun. So I shot a Jamie's View today, and this is where I shot the beginning of the video from, is my view right here. There's me taking my book. That's the box I stand on to make sure the camera can see me, and the dugout is there to my left. And no clear view of home plate, really. I have to stand up to be able to see anyone batting. And then, of course, I get to see you guys, and that's the last little bit that you would have seen is our view from up here. I can always turn and wave and see you guys just being jolly old souls up there.
That was going to be the best part of the video, and Jim Dodonna cut it out.
Just cut you right off. Yep. But you're up there.
What did he do?
He just cut it.
You were going to be right at the very end.
We're in the video. Here we go.
Oh, so there's more to the video.
There you go.
There was much more to the video.
That's where you guys sit. So that's my view from where you are. And there's Jamie's view.
So you have to stand up to see the pitches?
Jerry, I have to stand on a box just for people to be able to see me. I mean, it's tough. It's tough to be down here. It's tough life.
Heads up now. Watch out for foul balls.
And it just got to stand up.
Check swing from Daniel Nava. You're awfully close down there. That's what she has to stand on right there to be seen. Well, Nava batting here with 1 out, 1 on. Everybody's got a video now. Jamie's got a video. Where's your video? You didn't do a video today.
I'm not doing one. It's Christmas.
Well, last day here from the Trop, last day of the road trip, and it's Christmas.
I really don't know how to do videos very well. I can take pictures, but that's about it.
Nava down to first base with a 1-out walk. That's right, you did that for a while. You had the still shot of the day.
Yeah.
That went away too. What happened?
And I just don't know. It stops. For some reason, it just stops.
We'll look forward to more on the
People
homestand.
didn't seem very interested in it, so it stops.
Pedroia with a base hit back in the first inning. One of 3 hits the Red Sox have off Archer. Just surrendered his first walk of the day. Only holding on Nava at first base. That'll miss 1-1. Saw the walk to Nava. Walks have been a problem for Archer. 42 walks since May the 1st, tied for second most in the American League. Man has a lot of deliberate workers on this rotation between Price, we saw Hellickson yesterday, and Archer's right there with him as far as time in between pitches.
Well, to me, nobody can compare to Hellickson last night. I mean, that is unbelievable how much time he takes between pitches. He just lulls the game to sleep.
Chris Archer, 25.8 seconds between pitches. He is second longest behind David Price, 26.3. The American League average, in case you wonder, 23 seconds in between pitches. That's a strike call. Pedroia doesn't like it. Full count.
Now, Dustin thought he had ball 4, but looks like a good pitch. Pretty nasty, right down in the corner, knee high. Good call by the umpire, Carapazza.
Runner goes as Pedroia, late swing, fouls it off down the right field line. Very protective swing. As we all know, a happy staff equals a productive staff. There's no better way to show your employees a good time than treating them to a night at Fenway Park. Go to redsox.com/groups to book your company outing now. Runner goes again. Pedroia swings again and grounds it down the third baseline softly. Bobble, and Longoria cannot play it cleanly, and Pedroia will reach. As Nava takes second base, it's a base hit for Pedroia. He's 2 for 2.
Pedroia came into the game only 1 for 10 against Archer, but 2 for 2 here this afternoon. And really nothing Longoria could do with this. See, even if he makes the play with his bare hand, I don't think he's going to get Pedroia at first base. Trying to get in the fingers of the hand, and rolls up the palm of the hand, and no grip that time for Longoria.
Jim Hickey, the pitching coach, out there to talk to Archer, with David Ortiz coming up next. Pitch will be the 50th of the game for Archer. Looking here with 1 out. Now at second base, Pedroia at first. And Ortiz getting his second look at Chris Archer. David struck out swinging in the first inning, 0 for 1. Ball 1. Ortiz goes around, and it's 1-1. Couldn't hold up. David wanted him to check. Home plate umpire Vic Carapazza says he doesn't need to.
That time Ortiz fooled on the changeup by Archer. I think clearly that's a swing by David.
High fly ball headed towards foul, ground in. The seat's out of play. Bobby batting 2 on 1 away here in the third inning. Down low, 2-2. On deck, Shane Victorino batting out of the 5 spot today for Boston. Daniel Nava at second base. Dustin Pedroia at first base. 1 down. Ortiz jumps back out of the way of a pitch that is just a tad inside.
Archer wanted that bat. You could see him go down to his knees, but the fact is the ball was inside, and a good take by David Ortiz.
Chopped down the first baseline, foul. Well, Tuesday on the Red Sox Report, learn about the life and times of Dave Boo Ferris, back-to-back 20-game winner, whose 25 victories in 1946 helped the Red Sox capture their only pennant during the Ted Williams big league career. Don't miss the Red Sox Report, Tuesday at 5 o'clock. Nava at second, Pedroia at first, 1 down here in the top of the 3rd inning. Runners go. Ortiz drives one to deep right field. Back goes Kiermaier, and it is gone. 3-run home run for David Ortiz, his 25th of the year, and the Red Sox take a 3-0 lead.
David Ortiz gets a changeup this time that stays inside. That ball is supposed to be down and away, and it stays right in the power of Ortiz. David knows it right away, slings the bat toward the dugout, and then watches it.
And Shane Victorino takes ball 1. David's 25th of the year. Thought he had one last night, but was called a double. The fan reaching over. No doubt about this one. Victorino will take a ball, 2-0. Alltown, New England's premier convenience retailer, is committed to supporting the communities they serve. For every home run the Red Sox hit the rest of the season, Alltown will donate $500 to the Cystic Fibrosis Multiple Sclerosis Foundation. Visit www.cfmsfund.org for more information.
Alfarachi, that was only the 6th home run that he's given up this season.
Victorino takes the strike, 3-1. It's now 60 pitches for Chris Archer through 2 1/3 innings. Ball 4. Now he walks Victorino. Second walk of the inning and of the outing, charged to Chris Archer. Carp flied out to center field in the 2nd inning, 0 for 1. Throw to first, and Victorino back to the bag.
Well, because of all the leg problems and missed time, only 2 steals for Victorino on the season.
Strike call to Carp. Pitching line brought to you by your Eastern Lexus dealers. For Chris Archer, 2 1/3, 5 hits, 3 runs. Thanks to the 3-run home run by David Ortiz in the inning, a walk and a strikeout. There's strike 2.
I think by design, too, trying to keep the first couple of pitches up to Mike Carp. Carp, a good low ball hitter. Slider probably down and in.
And he hits him with it. And down to first base goes Carp.
Now they wanted to go down and in, and they go in, but too far in, and it gets a piece of Carp. Right off that back knee, the left knee, it looked like.
So 2 on, 1 away, and Stephen Drew, the batter. Drew flying out to the center fielder Desmond Jennings in the second inning. Since Archer got the first out of the inning, he's given up a walk, a single, a 3-run home run, a walk, and now he's hit a batter. As Drew takes ball 1. That'll drop in there for strike 1-1. Victorino at second base, Carp at first base. 3 runs already in, only 1 out in the inning. Drew lays off ball 2. Christian Vazquez waiting on deck here in the top half of the 3rd inning. High again.
Arch is certainly getting underneath a lot of pitches here, especially to the left-handers Carp and Drew.
Archer last year 9-7 with a 3.22 earned run average in 23 starts for Tampa Bay. Comes in 6-5 into this outing today. Drew swings at the 3-1 and pops it up foul and out of play. Ace Ticket, the official Red Sox ticket partner, has the best seats at the lowest prices to all the games at Fenway. All with the 200% guarantee. Right now, Ace Ticket has special savings on all Red Sox games. Treat yourself or someone special. Visit Ace Ticket or call 1-800-MY-SEATS. 1 out here in the top of the 3rd inning. Runners at first and second. Drew fouls off another. Seventh member of the Red Sox to bat here in the top half of the 3rd inning. Webster now has a 3-0 lead. Let's see, a little bloop headed out towards second base. Escobar will go to third for the force out there. They get on Victorino. Took a look around, and Victorino had to wait to make sure he was going to catch that, and then Escobar fires to third, and they get the force out for the second out of the inning.
That's pretty nice play by Escobar. You're thinking, where's he got to go with this? Second? Does he got to go back to first? No, he's got Victorino right in front of him, so he just goes to third base and gets a lead man. A lot of spin on this. You'll see it spin back to his throwing hand, which takes him in that direction toward third base to get the out.
So 2 down now, first and second, and Christian Vazquez the batter. Second at bat against Chris Archer. Single to center field in the second inning. Vasquez takes strike one. Missing high. There is action for Tampa Bay. Cesar Ramos up in the pen. So far, Archer has given up 3 runs here in the top half of the 3rd inning. Close, but called a ball. 2-1.
Now, because he's been so erratic with the strike zone today, that is not likely to get one of those close calls.
Broken back grounder left side. Longoria bobbles it, comes up to his throwing hand, and he fires to first base. It's Vasquez to end the inning. David Ortiz with a 3-run home run has the Red Sox on top 3-0. As we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning, Londonderry, New Hampshire represented here in St. Pete. Alan Webster with a 3-0 lead as he takes him out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, bottom 3rd of the Rays order. And strike one to Cole Figueroa.
A big weekend for Red Sox fans down here in St. Pete. Always is during the summer on a weekend. Take that shuttle back after a game from the ballpark to the hotel, and usually loaded with Red Sox fans. And of course, the question we get, what's wrong? We don't really have an answer.
In the air to right field, sending Victorino back. He's got plenty of room in right center for the first out of the inning as we check in with Jamie.
Well, Don, John Farrell was asked before the game just his overall feeling coming out of the clubhouse after it's been a relatively tough road trip for the Red Sox. Farrell saying this team has not conceded. Of course, there's that natural uncertainty that comes along with this time of year for a team that's in the position that they are now. But as far as Farrell knows, he hasn't witnessed any kind of change in how the Red Sox go about their work. Of course, there is frustration that he is sensing, but he still feels the energy in the dugout every day, and he is still seeing an extremely focused and professional team day in and day out.
Well, it is never easy this time of year. You always kind of wonder. Certainly easier when you are winning and you are buying, which is something that is interesting. But even that's uneasy for a lot of guys because you wonder if you're going to get replaced and what is a fun season at that point, and if they're going to go out and get somebody else if you are winning. This is a little bit different, though, and unsettling for some of the guys, wondering where they may end up, and their lives will change dramatically here in the next couple days.
Yeah, and the one positive thing about it for those guys and the way they think about it is, I'm going to go probably to a club that's going to shot to do something, this year. And because that's what players look for every year, a chance to be in postseason play. And, guys that may or may not be moved within the next few days probably will go to contending clubs. And that gives you kind of a second life for the last 2 months of the season.
Did you ever think you were going to go to trade deadline? You ever remember being worried about it?
No, I don't recall of it. No, I don't.
Sally takes pitch inside. His first start of the series. Jose Molina caught the first two games, Friday and Saturday night, but the day game here after the night game. Casale catching. Fouls it off at the plate, gets a piece of Vasquez. Well, don't miss Bruins Summer Face-Off Live this Thursday. Dale Arnold and Andy Brickley will update you on the latest news surrounding the Bruins and the rest of the league, and take a look back on some of the Bruins' best moments from last season. Bruins Summer Face-Off Live begins Thursday at 6:30. Ball four, and Casale down to first base. Second walk given up by Webster of his outing.
I think the most pressure I ever felt, Don, was the year that I was a free agent. It happened to me one time, and there were about 3 or 4 serious teams that were interested, and one including the Oakland Athletics. Billy Martin was the manager out there, and he really wanted me to come out there bad. And it was tough to leave home. It really was. And I didn't want to do that. So I ended up staying with the Red Sox, and of course I had a career after, obviously, in this business by staying home, which would have never happened had I gone out to Oakland. So, but those were difficult times because you got people calling you, telling you how great you are, throwing some money around at you, and it's everybody sounds wonderful, So it's kind of a nerve-wracking time to go through.
Did you take the hometown discount to stay with the Red Sox, or did you leave a bunch of money on the table?
No, there wasn't a huge amount of difference in the money. In certain situations, there was years and stuff like that, but it wasn't really. I didn't have to take a big discount to stay home. No. For me, playing for Billy would have been appealing. That's the one thing that I always admired him. I liked him. I liked the style of baseball that he played.
This is back off the legs at Webster. He stays with it. He'll throw to first, slinging it there, and it's not in time. Beating it out was Kevin Kiermaier. It's a base hit for Kiermaier, and the 8-9 men are on. And we're going to check on Webster. They got him in one of the legs.
That sounded like it got him pretty good, too.
First hit of the game for the Rays. A painful one.
Presence of mind of Webster to go to first base to try to get the out, but nearly in time. The ball rolling too far away from him as it rolls down the side of the mound toward third base. So he'll take a couple of warm-up tosses, see if he's okay.
Do you know the signs of a stroke? The Stroke Center at Beth Israel Deaconess, the official hospital of the Boston Red Sox, reminds you fast treatment can save lives. Learn the symptoms at bidmc.org/stroke symptoms. And John Farrell continuing to talk to Webster out there after a couple warm-up tosses. And he's going to stay in the game. Meanwhile, the Rays have runners at first and second. The 8-9 men reaching base on a walk and the infield hit, and now Desmond Jennings coming up. Jennings struck out looking in the first inning, one of 2 strikeouts today for Webster. Pops it up, foul ground as Carp and Vasquez. Vasquez heads over but won't have a play. .181 with runners at scoring position, and even lower since April the 22nd for Desmond Jennings. This time he drives it out towards left center field, though, and it's going to one-hop the wall. Round from second, Casale will score. Kiermaier behind him. It's a 2-run double for Desmond Jennings. Now it's a 1-run game. Red Sox on top 3-2.
Now Desmond Jennings got a fastball right down the middle, and he put on a line very hard to left center field. There's that pitch that was supposed to be away. It stays middle in, and Desmond Jennings with a line shot. Couple of RBIs, 27-28 on the season.
Now Ben Zobrist coming up. Zobrist walked in the first inning, was caught trying to steal. Outside for ball 1. Webster not giving up a hit coming into this inning, but he gives up the hit off of him. Like Kiermaier, now a 2-run double by Desmond Jennings. Zobrist takes ball 2, 2-0. Try to pull it back down, 3-0. Actually, not a bad pitch. Already walked Zobrist once in this game. Jennings with the good speed gains his lead at second base. Popped up, foul ground. Hey, Red Sox Nation, get a free medium beverage when you roll in Dunkin' Donuts Rewards Program. DD Perks. Then just pay with your registered DD card or the DD mobile app to earn points towards more free beverages. It's Dunkin's way of rewarding their loyal fans. Enroll today at ddperks.com. The Red Sox run on Dunkin'. Desmond Jennings at second base, 1 out, 2 runs in. High and away, and he walks Zobrist again. Third walk given up by Webster.
That's 2 walks in this inning. One to Casale, who is hitting 100 on the season. And now Zobrist gets his walk. sandwiched in between a couple of base hits, a base hit and a double.
Well, Matt Joyce, who struck out swinging in the first inning, 0 for 1. It's part of a strike him out, throw him out double play for the Red Sox. Swing and a miss for strike one. Foul tipped it. Pitching line for Webster, brought to you by Ace Ticket. 2 1/3, 2 hits, 2 runs, both coming in this inning. He has walked 3, struck out 2. Jennings at second base, Zobrist at first. Runners going. No throw from Vasquez. A strike called, so it's 0-2, but the double steal for the Rays.
What they did there is they just timed Webster. One look. As soon as he turned back to home plate, Desmond Jennings was off at third base. And, of course, the double steal. There he goes. One look back. You got to vary your looks. Look twice. Look 3 times. Step off if you have to. Hold the ball longer. Once you get in the habit of looking once, base runners pick that up.
Now Joyce strikes out, so he needed that. Picks up the second out of the inning. Second time Joyce is down by way of the K.
That shows a very good changeup right here to Joyce, too. Down and away. To keep him away from contact with a 2-man in scoring position.
No chance for Evan Longoria. Longoria flied out to the right fielder Shane Victorino in the second inning, 0 for 1. Look out. It's slipping out of his hand.
Tried to break off a slider right here. It just didn't slide. You can see the spin on it. But no movement toward home plate.
That's a strike, and it's 1-1. Picks up the outside corner. Red Sox with 3 in the top of the inning. The Rays answering so far with 2 of their own here in the bottom of the third. And Longoria goes chasing, 1-2.
Once again, the changeup that time from Webster, not a strike, but Longoria chasing something down around his ankles.
'50th pitch coming here for Alan Webster with 2 outs in the third inning. Longoria thought about it, takes it, and it's ball 2. James Loney waiting on deck. Longoria, the 7th member of the Rays to bat here in the third inning. Strike 3 call. Longoria doesn't like it at all and did appear to be off the plate. 2 runs for the Rays, 3-2 Red Sox. That's the scoring in the third inning. It's 3-2. Red Sox have the lead in the game as they come to bat here in the fourth. Chris Archer back on the mound. Jackie Bradley Jr. leading it off for Boston in the fourth inning. Archer threw 44 third inning pitches. That's in there for strike two. Bradley flied out to right field in the second inning, 0 for 1. Rays shifting on Bradley on the right side. And Jackie, he strikes out for the first out here in the fourth inning. Second strikeout for Archer. From technologies that make your life easier to people who care about your community, Eastern Bank is committed to putting you first. Learn all the ways Eastern puts you first at easternbank.com. One out here in the fourth inning for Chris Archer. Top of the order, Brock Holt. 0 for 2 in the game. He has flied out twice to left field. In there for strike one.
2 strikeouts for Archer in the game. 1 to David Ortiz on a changeup, and Jackie Bradley Jr. on the slider.
Strike two. Holt has hit safely in 14 of the last 16 games. Crowds him a little bit high as well.
It's a wasted fastball right there. It's been a steady diet of sliders to Brock Holt so far in this game today. Both line drive outs to the opposite field have been on sliders.
Fouled off. We'll do it again, 1-2. There's still 2 full months left in the 2014 Red Sox season. Make sure you never miss another one by downloading the schedule into your desktop or mobile devices. Visit NESN.com/schedule now. Swing and a miss, and Holt strikes out. Back-to-back Ks for Archer, 3 in all.
Well, first 2 times a slider to get Holt. This time a fastball up and away. Good movement on that fastball from Archer.
Daniel Nava, the batter, has been on twice today. A single in the first. Walked and scored in the third. And he takes ball 1. Cesar Ramos back up in the pen for Tampa Bay. Strike call in the corner, 2-1. Mitch Archer's gone 6+ innings in 9 of his last 11, but pitch count rising here. 2 outs in the fourth inning. 87th pitch. Off the end of the bat, foul down the third baseline into the seats. Dustin Pedroia waiting on deck. 2 down here in the fourth inning. Red Sox holding on to a 1-run advantage. Line to right field, in for a base hit for Nava. On base for the third time today. Nava's got 2 hits and a walk in the game. Well, today's Hall of Fame inductees. Our list today: Bobby Cox, Tom Glavine, Tony La Russa, Greg Maddux, Frank Thomas, and Joe Torre. If you have a comment about today's list, tweet us at #NESSONList.
Quite a contingent from the Atlanta Braves, and Glavine and Maddux and Bobby Cox.
Pedroia lines one to the shortstop. Yanel Escobar to end the top of the 4th inning. 3-2 Red Sox after 3.5. Eastern Bank knows small business keeps our economy and community strong. That's why they've been named the #1 SBA lender in Massachusetts 5 years in a row. Eastern Bank, here you're first. Bottom of the 4th inning, 3-2. Red Sox have the lead over the Rays. James Loney, Yanel Escobar, and Cole Figueroa to bat in the inning. A liner foul down towards the pen. Only flied out to the left fielder Daniel Nava in the 2nd inning. 0 for 1. He grounds it foul. 0-2. Well, tonight at an all-new Charlie Moore Outdoors, the Mad Fisherman heads west for a little taste of SoCal lifestyle. Don't miss the all kayak fishing, spear fishing, and surfing event tonight on Charlie Moore at 6:30. 0-2 to Loney. That's up and away for ball 1. Only 2 for 9 now in the series. Reaches out, grounds one softly by the mound. Pedroia throws him out for the first out of the 4th inning. Summer is in full swing, and so are specially priced Red Sox tickets for students. Student tickets are available for every Sox game. Tickets start at just $9. So go to redsox.com/student to take advantage of this great offer today. One down in the 4th inning, and Yanel Escobar the batter. Escobar lined out to his counterpart at shortstop Stephen Drew in the 2nd inning. Since coming off the DL, he's hit at .324. He's on the DL with right shoulder soreness. He's now played in 11 games since coming off the DL. Can he go? No. Check with Marcus Patillo, the first base umpire. Webster has walked 3, struck out 4 so far in the game, has 1 out here in the 4th inning. Three and 0. Figueroa waiting on deck for Tampa Bay with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. That's a strike. 3 and 1. Escobar will take the walk. There's the 4th walk given up by Webster today. So a 1-out walk here in the 4th, and it'll bring up Cole Figueroa.
Yeah, that's been the problem for Webster so far in this game today. The walks, it really hasn't been the hits. Only 2 hits given up. Of course, 1 to drive in 2 runs by Jennings, but too many free passes.
Down, Escobar at first base. Cole Figueroa the batter. He flied out to right field in the 3rd inning. As he takes ball 1. He's now hitless in his last 17 at bats over the last 2 major league stints here with Tampa Bay. It's his 4th start since being recalled on June the 24th. This one will get away from Vasquez, and up to second base goes Escobar.
At Webster that time overthrowing the fastball, and Vasquez really the only option to go to the backhand. Because it was the fastball, he really didn't have time to slide to his right to try to block it. Set up outside, and really no reaction time on the fastball. I just tried to backhand it.
Three and 0. Ball 4, and the 5th walk given up by Webster. Back-to-back walks here in the 4th inning. Now don't miss WB Mason Extra Innings Live right after the game. The guys will break down Alan Webster's start today and have John Farrell's post-game comments. You can't go wrong when you buy right at WB Mason. Wandy Evans out there to the mound. The Sox have not had action in the pen at all. Webster has walked 5 batters today and 2 in the inning. Down runners at first and second. Kurt Casale 1 for 10 coming into this game today. Walked and scored in the 3rd inning. Casale will take strike 1. 25-year-old made his major league debut July the 18th at Minnesota. His first hit, a single off Kyle Gibson, scored a run. Called up from AAA Durham. He's batting at .237 in 46 games for Durham. Moving up from Montgomery. .279 average in 4 minor league seasons. Skips in and picked on the backhand by Vasquez that time. The fastball that he spikes in the dirt.
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to overthrow that fastball a little bit here in the fourth inning. Back-to-back walks, falling behind now, 2 balls and 1 strike. You walk Casale back in the third inning, as Don mentioned.
Three and 1. Webster having a hard time finding the strike zone right now. It's like Juan is about to get somebody up in the pen. Swing and a miss. Full count.
Sally upset with himself. 3 balls, 1 strike. He knows he's going to get a fastball. He gets it from Webster, but no contact.
On the ground, foul outside of third. Loney grounded out to begin the inning. Escobar walked. Figueroa walked. See Craig Breslow warming in the pen now. Webster trying to get out of the fourth inning. Casale hits it in the air out towards deep left center field. Bradley Jr. back there will make the catch. Tagging at second base and heading for third as Escobar gets there without a problem with now 2 down in the inning.
Looked like Casale tried to hook a pitch that was away from him and could not get all of it because of that. It gave Jackie Bradley Jr. a chance to track it down, and Webster picks up the second out of the inning.
First and third, 2 down, and Kevin Kiermaier coming up. Reached on an infield hit in the third inning and went off the leg of Alan Webster. He is one of only 2 hits so far for Tampa Bay against Webster, but Webster's walked 5. Called the ball. Down and in, almost got him as he straightens up. 2-0.
That's where a lot of the fastballs have been going this inning, away from right-handers into left-handers.
Kiermaier fooled there. Swing and a miss, 2-1.
Good change up that time by Webster. 2 balls, no strikes, expecting the fastball, and then way out in front of the changeup.
Kiermaier grounds it to first. It's picked by Carp, who tags the bag to end the inning. So Webster works his way around 2 walks in the inning. pitchers. R.A. Dickey with 22 starts, 8-10 with a 4.04 earned run average. Clay Buchholz, 16 starts, 5-6 with a 5.50 ERA. It's Closer Look brought to you by FW Web. For an even closer look, visit FWWeb.com. David Ortiz leading it off here in the 5th inning and taking strike one from Chris Archer. David supplying a 3-run home run in the 3rd inning. 25th home run of the year. RBIs 74, 75, and 76. And he pops it up way up by the catwalks. Foul ground. Archer, the pitcher, overruns it, and then Longoria runs by it.
Well, that ball was up there an awful long time, and it would seem that Longoria would have had a better chance at it than the pitcher Archer.
I don't know if he just never saw it or what.
He just overran it. Plus Longoria coming from that shortstop position with the shift on, so he's got a long way to go too. Got to give credit to Archer. I'll tell you, he gave it maximum effort anyway.
And Ortiz down 0-2. Now he hits it in the air to deep right field, again up by the catwalks. And it's caught in right by Kiermaier. It's one of those you look up and wonder if it's going to get one.
Yeah, you kind of lose it, don't you, Don, for a while?
Sure do.
A little bit more difficult to see pop-ups today, too, during the day here at the Dome. Sun shining outside, the sky, the roof a little bit brighter.
Kiermaier able to make the catch for the first out here of the 5th inning. Brings up Shane Victorino. Victorino grounding back to the mound in the 1st. He walked in the 3rd inning. Strike, and it's 1-1. Archer 6-5 coming into today's outing with a 3.31 earned run average. There's a high chopper to 3rd. Longoria plants and throws for the 2nd out of the inning. Two down for Mike Karp. Karp has fly to center, been hit by a pitch today. Giving the start at first base for Boston. He'll take strike one. Okay. Karp activated off the DL on the 7th of July after fracturing a bone in his right foot. 7 rehab games with Pawtucket. First at bats today of the road trip. On the ground right side, ranging is Figueroa from the outfield artificial surface. Throws out Karp, a 1-2-3 inning first today for Archer. 3-2 Red Sox. Photo of the game. Tweet your photo to hashtag NESSANFanPhoto for a chance to be shown in our broadcast. Brought to you by AT&T. Today's fan photo is from Tom Collins drinking in the atmosphere here at Tropicana Field.
I was going to say, it looks like Christmas outside there in St. Petersburg.
Well, it is Webster here back on the mound into the bottom of the 5th inning. Desmond Jennings leading it off. The 1-0 to Jennings. On the ground, left side is short. Drew on the run and in time for the first out of the 5th inning. Ben Zobrist coming up here has walked twice in the game against Alan Webster. Webster has had his problems with walks today. 5 total walks. Well, only one of the walks turned into a run. Zobrist grounds it foul. Rays will remain home as they continue a lengthy homestand. Milwaukee coming in. And then the Angels before they head on the road. So they're going to be here a while. They'll be heading out west to take on the Oakland A's. Red Sox meanwhile going home to take on the Toronto Blue Jays. And the Tampa Bay Rays. Or the Yankees. Toronto and the Yankees, not the Tampa Bay Rays. Yankees will be in over the weekend. The Red Sox head out to the west.
Midwest, west, and back east on the next trip.
St. Louis, Los Angeles, and Cincinnati. One to Zobrist. Line to right field. He's going to be on for the 3rd time today. First base hit for him. After walking twice, a single to right with 1 out here in the 5th.
And Zobrist has been very active. A couple of walks down this base hit on a fastball. Top spin line drive, as you can see right there. A lot of top hand on that swing by Zobrist.
Back on the found as Breslow has been warming in the pen. 1 out, 1 on for Matt Joyce. It's only the 3rd hit the Rays have today. A single for Zobrist, joining Jennings' double and Kiermaier's single. Vasquez couldn't find it right away, but no advance at first base for Zobrist. Breslow ready to go should they choose to go in his direction. Two 2-0. Webster has walked 5 in the game. He has struck out 4. Three 3-0 now to Joyce.
And Joyce, the type of guy that you can give the green light to.
On the ground at first base. Carp will go to second for one. Back to first. Carp covering, and there's two. Nicely done. Able to dig it out of the dirt there. 3-6-3 in the Twin killing. 3-2 Red Sox through 5. Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. Everyone just needs to keep calm.
That's
relax.
A tough sell, the Red Sox Nation, right now.
Just relax. Keep calm.
Keep calm.
Stephen Drew leading it off here in the 6th inning. He has flied out to center, reached on a fielder's choice. Chris Archer fresh off his first 1-2-3 inning of his outing, getting Ortiz, Victorino, and Carp in the 5th inning. Three runs, 6 hits, no errors for Boston. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors for Tampa Bay. Chop foul outside of first. We'll catch all the second half action on MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service. Watch every out-of-market game live and in true HD on over 400 devices. Visit redsox.com for details. Drew takes ball 3, 3-1. Archer still throwing hard, 94 miles an hour. Christian Vasquez, then Jackie Bradley Jr. to bat here in the 6th inning. Fly ball headed to left field, and Ben Zobrist makes the catch for the first out of the 6th inning. Time for a Toyota Game Break, brought to you by buyatoyota.com, Toyota's official website for deals. TC? All right, Tom, thanks very much. One down here in the 6th inning here, and a ground ball to deep third base. Longoria's throw Plenty of time to get Vasquez. 2 down. 6 in a row now. Retired by Archer.
Now, Archer has certainly gotten better as this game has gone on. He had a very difficult third inning with a 3-run home run to Ortiz. A couple of walks that inning, a hit batter. But has calmed down, especially in the 5th and 6th.
2 down for Jackie Bradley Jr. 0 for 2 today from the number 9 spot in the Red Sox order. Fly to right and struck out swinging. Rays have been shifting on him, and they do it again. So he takes strike 1. See the shift with Cole Figueroa, the second baseman, in short right. On the ground to Escobar, the shortstop in the right spot, as it turns out. A 1-2-3 6th inning, 7 in a row retired by Archer. 3-2 Red Sox. Smoothly, like Swing Line's Fusion Laminators, a super fast, super easy way to laminate and protect your best work. Order yours today from who but WB Mason. 3-2 Red Sox have the lead over the Rays. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Alan Webster back out there again. 85 pitches deep into his outing. Evan Longoria, James Loney, and Yanel Escobar to bat here in the 6th. High ball out towards deep left center field. Bradley headed back towards the warning track, leaps and makes the catch up against the wall. Jackie Bradley Jr. makes another great grab.
You know, it doesn't matter what direction he's going in, to his left, to his right, directly behind him, and he just makes them all. That ball hit very well by Longoria, but what a great jump by Jackie Bradley Jr. in center field.
Well, that is the day for Alan Webster as Craig Breslow coming in here for the Red Sox. It is 3-2 Boston. Sixth inning. Now James Loney to face Craig Breslow of Alan Webster out of the game.
Once again, a look. You see where Bradley's playing, shading to the opposite field, so he's got a long way to go at full speed. A little bit of a jump at the end, and the catch just before he gets to the wall.
This call to the bullpen brought to you by your local New England Ford dealers. Craig Breslow has been warming up for the better part of 2 innings and finally into the game. His 38th appearance, 2-2 with a 4.75 earned run average. There's a strike, and it's 2-1 to James Loney. Loney today has flied out to left and grounded out to second base. In there for strike 2. Thought about it, but lets it go. Full count.
That's a pretty tempting breaking ball right there for Loney to swing at, and a pretty good job for him to stay off that pitch. Cut the plate.
Line to center, and that's it for a base hit. One out single for Loney, 4th hit of the day for Tampa Bay. Now, for every Red Sox game that goes into extra innings or the Sox get a save, CVS Pharmacy will make a donation to Boston Children's Hospital towards their $25,000 donation once again this season. CVS Pharmacy, the official pharmacy of the Boston Red Sox. So Breslow done after one batter as Edward Mujica is coming in for Boston. 3-2 Red Sox. Of the 6th inning, James Loney at first base, Breslow out of the game, and Edward Mujica in to face Escobar, who takes strike 1. Mujica coming in here for the Red Sox. First appearance of the series, 38th appearance of the year. 2-4 with a 5.45 earned run average. 28 strikeouts to 8 walks. An opponent sitting at 319 against Mujica. inherits James Loney, who's at first base with 1 out. Fouled back 0-2.
Back-to-back sliders from Mahika to quickly get ahead of Escobar. Think of Mahika, you think of fastball split, but he's also got that very good slider.
In the 8th inning on Thursday at Toronto, allowed a run on 2 hits. Foul back and out of play. We'll tune in tonight at 10 p.m. for NESN Sports Today, presented by People's United Bank. Jameson and Leah will have the latest Red Sox trade rumors and sounds of the week. See what Know-How can do. 1 out, 1 on. Yunel Escobar, batting for the 3rd time today, is lined out to short and walked. Red Sox on their 3rd pitcher of the inning as Webster started the 6th inning. And Breslow and now Mujica, and this is in the air to right center, but Jackie Bradley Jr. is over to make the catch. 2 down.
Of course, one of the keys to making plays like that, as you look at Ramos and Yates working in the bullpen, is positioning by Jackie Bradley Jr. And a lot of that obviously comes from the Red Sox dugout. That time he had Escobar played perfectly, shading him slightly to the opposite field, and made the fly ball look easy. See where he's set up and doesn't have very far to go.
Pinch hitter coming up here for the Rays with 2 outs and Loney at first base. Sean Rodriguez going to pinch hit for Cole Figueroa. Figueroa had fly to right and walks. .239, 10 homers, and 35 runs batted in. It's a ball outside. He's got 10 home runs on the year. New career high for Sean Rodriguez. He is 2 home runs shy of Evan Longoria, who has 12 to lead the team. Swing and a miss, and a ball and a strike. He's all over for Joe Madden. Second base, left field, first base, DH. A couple starts at 3rd, 1 at short. Outside for ball 2. Swing and a miss, and it's 2-2.
Another good slider. He's aiming it to the outside part of the plate, and it's a strike for a while. Then it dips outside, and he's getting Rodriguez to chase it.
Jammed and fouls it back to the screen.
Very protective swing there. He's been looking outside at all those breaking balls, and then the fastball comes inside, and to Rodriguez's credit, he fouls it off.
Only held on by Carp at first base. 2 outs here in the 6th inning. Towards the end of the bat, a fly ball to shallow center field. Pedroia going out, calling, and catching out number 3 of the 6th inning. Through 6, Red Sox have a 3-2 lead. Federal Credit Union tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. TC and Tim Wakefield will have the latest from the Sox clubhouse and have the announcement of the Red Sox ring raffle winner. DCU Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you? 3-2. Red Sox have the lead over the Tampa Bay Rays. We head to the top of the seventh. Sean Rodriguez stays in the game and takes over at second base after pinch hitting for Cole Figueroa. And the new pitcher, Cesar Ramos, into the game. His 29th appearance. 2-3 with a 4.04 earned run average. 49 strikeouts, 29 walks, and opponents sitting at 242. And this game's going to come down to the bullpens now as Brock Holt leads it off, tries a little drag bunt down the first baseline. Loney will try to apply the tag, but he's out of the baseline, and he is out. So 3 unassisted on the putout.
A little bit too much towards James Loney down the line. If he gets him more towards second base, he gets Loney to bite on it, and he's got first base wide open. But James Loney right there just holding the ball, knowing that Holt was going to run out of the baseline.
So one down here in the seventh. That's 8 in a row retired by Rays pitching. And Daniel Nava coming up. He's been on base 3 times today. Single to right, a walk, and another single to right. Ramos' last appearance. July 11th against Toronto. After he was reinstated from the paternity list as the pitch is in there for a strike. Red Sox have action of their own. Andrew Miller warming in the pen. We have already seen Breslow and Mujica in this game. Relief of Alan Webster. Kirby Yates, who is up alongside Ramos, still warming in the pen for the Rays. Nava with a swing, and it's 2-2. So the starter, Chris Archer, went the first 6 innings, giving up 6 hits, 3 runs. The 3-run home run by David Ortiz. He walked 2 and struck out 3 batters. Starts with himself on the hook. Two to Nava. In the dirt, full count. Dustin Pedroia waiting on deck as the Red Sox bat here in the top of the 7th inning. Down the right field line, falling foul towards the Rays pen. Well, stay tuned today following WB Mason Extra Innings Live for Red Sox Final presented by Assurance. Send your questions to TC at hashtag Sox Final. Maybe yours will be answered on Red Sox Final presented by Assurance. One out in the 7th inning, a payoff pitch to Nava. And a swing and a miss. Nava strikes out. 2 down.
Good job by Ramos in that at bat, keeping everything down in the zone to Daniel Nava. Not one pitch above the knees. He gets in the chase, the fastball. That's down at the bottom of the strike zone for the 2nd out of the inning.
Make Insurance, great service, great coverage at a great price for auto, home, or life insurance. 2 down in the 7th, and Pedroia has a 2-hit day today. Both infield hits, 1 to first, 1 to third, before lining out to short. in the 4th inning as he takes strike 1. Thought about it, but he lets it go. 1-1. Ramos has been much better here at Tropicana Field, a 1.07 ERA at home. It's on the road 6.08 his earned run average. It's 7 starts this year for Tampa Bay, in and out of the rotation with all the injuries Rays have had. But Jeremy Hellickson now back for Tampa Bay. 2-1 pitch. That's outside. 3-1.
Alex Cobb also back in the rotation, and Ramos had pretty much taken his spot in the starting rotation for a while.
There's ball 4. Pedroia down to first base, on for the 3rd time today. 3rd walk given up by Rays pitching in the game. Two down, Pedroia at first base, and David Ortiz 1 for 3 today. 3-run home run back in the 3rd inning. There goes Pedroia on the first pitch. Ortiz takes a strike. The throw down is going to skip into center field, but Pedroia will remain at second base. Looked like that may have hit him on the throw to second base.
Now, Pedroia has not been running all that much, but didn't waste any time here. First move, heading to second base. Picks up his 3rd steal of the season. Where did this ball hit Pedroia? Off the back of the neck? Yeah, it looked like right underneath the helmet.
On scoring position with 2 down here in the 7th inning. David Ortiz took the pitch for a strike. Ortiz just 1 for 12 against Ramos in his career, and even with that, they're going to put him on. Not going to take their chances here with Ortiz. Three-run home run on Chris Archer in the 3rd. They take the bat out of his hands this time. The intentional walk for Ortiz. The runners at first and second, and Joe Madden pops out of the dugout. And Shane Victorino coming up here. They have Kirby Yates ready to go in the pen. He's been warming. Pitching change here for the Rays. Red Sox have a 3-2 lead with 2 down in the top of the 7th. Packs will keep you running and guarantees to satisfy any fan base. Order by 11:30 a.m. and get free same-day delivery. Who but W.B. Mason? On top half of the 7th inning, 2 outs, 3-2. Red Sox have the lead. They've just intentionally walked David Ortiz. And now Kirby Yates into the game. 15th appearance, 0-1 with a 2.20 earned run average. 17 strikeouts to 4 walks, and opponents hitting at .238 against Yates. Shane Victorino, the batter, as he'll take ball 1. Victorino today has grounded back to the mound, walked and grounded out to third. Swing and a miss, 1-1.
Yates, a closer at the minor league level, was a perfect 18 for 18 at AAA.
His first career save in the majors July 20th. Came in for Grant Balfour in that game, as swing and a miss now for Victorino. Yates making his major league debut June 7th against Seattle. And 39th Hawaiian-born player to make the major leagues. Interesting that he is facing another Hawaiian here in Shane Victorino. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Victorino pops it up foul off to the right, out of play.
Very protective swing there by Victorino on a good slider by Yates. Two strikes, got to protect the plate. There's the breaking ball just on the outside part of the plate, and Victorino fouls it off.
Rhode Island's Jeff Beliveau up in the bullpen. Victorino stays alive, fouling it off. Mike Carp waiting on deck, 2 down in the 7th. He's trying to keep this a 1-run deficit for the Rays. Red Sox would love to grab some insurance here in the 7th inning. Popped up foul off to the right. We'll do it again. 7th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Two and two. Baseball at 95 that time from Kirby Yates. Brother Tyler Yates, 10 years older, spent parts of 5 years with the Mets, Braves, and Pirates as a reliever. This one will get away, and the runners can move up. So Pedroia to third, Ortiz to second base, and it's now a full count.
That had to be a cross-up right there. I mean, I don't even think they got any glove of Casale behind the plate. He's looking for a slider. He got a fastball. You see him setting up outside, and watch the pitch. And he has to turn that glove over quickly to try to make a catch on it. Gets by him. And 2 men in scoring position now.
Charged Casale with a pass ball. It's tough.
Yeah, that's tough when you get crossed up.
3-2 pitch. Popped up foul off to the right, out of play. Good at bat here for Victorino. Next pitch will be the 10th of the at bat. Payoff pitch again. Victorino fouls it straight back.
What a battle this is. 10 pitches. High slider that time by Yates, and Victorino again straight back. Your eyes kind of light up when you see a breaking ball up that high.
Victorino fouls it back again. Pitch of the at bat here for Victorino, and he chops it foul outside of third. Cesar Ramos started the inning. Both grounded out to first. Nava struck out. Pedroia walked. They intentionally walked David Ortiz, and now Shane Victorino and Kirby Yates. And a battle here. 13th pitch of the at bat coming up. Victorino lines it down the left field line, foul. Now the 14th pitch, and Victorino strikes out. Yates wins the battle. What a battle it was. Red Sox strand a pair but lead it 3-2. Ortiz in the third inning as the Red Sox jumped out of a 3-0 advantage. The Rays would answer in the bottom of the third inning. A 2-run double for Desmond Jennings, who drives in both Casali and Kiermaier. And all the scoring of this game coming in the third. Game summary brought to you by Xfinity. Webster going 5 1/3 innings, 3 hits. Chris Archer went the first 6 innings. And Archer giving up that home run to David Ortiz. All 3 runs that he allowed were earned. St. Cesar Ramos and Kirby Yates for the Rays. Red Sox have used Breslow, Mujica, and Now into the game is the left-hander Andrew Miller. For Miller, his 48th appearance of the year, 3-5 with a 2.52 earned run average, 64 strikeouts to 12 walks on the year. Opponents hitting at 177 against Miller. These two batters in the 7th inning on Friday night hit Molina and struck out Logan Forsythe. It was lifted for Tazawa, who allowed Molina to score, and the run was charged to Andrew Miller in the game on Friday night against Tampa Bay. We talked about the Red Sox heading home and what the homestand will have for the Red Sox. Take a look at the upcoming schedule. Toronto for 3, Thursday an off day, but the trade deadline day. And then the Yankees on Friday night, Saturday late afternoon, and Sunday night, where the Red Sox head to St. Louis, Los Angeles, and Cincinnati. Now it's on here to the bottom of the 7th inning. Solly leading it off here for the Rays. The catcher has walked and flied out to center field. One for 11 cents being called up by the Rays. Strike call, 2-2.
A little bit of a gift there for Miller. Looked like the ball might have been up and away from Casale.
Miller leads the Red Sox staff in appearances with his 48th today. Straightens him up with a pitch inside. Full count. Since June the 10th has allowed only 5 hits and 45 at bats against him. Opponents hitting at 111 during that time. But a walk to begin things here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 6th walk given up by Red Sox pitching in the game.
Now see how Joe Madden plays this now. Lefty coming to the plate, lefty on the mound. Down by a run, see if he sacrifices.
Number 9 man and Kevin Kiermaier, the batter. One sacrifice bunt on the year for Kiermaier. He's squaring and he gets it down somehow. He's still on the ground. They'll throw him out. He's trying to get out of the way of that pitch up and in and somehow get the bat on it to get the bunt down. The sacrifice complete.
If he doesn't bunt this ball hits him. He's lucky he didn't get hit right in the fingers with it. Down he goes, but a successful bunt. Not the ideal way to get the job done right there, but they do succeed in getting a man in scoring position.
Casale at second base, 1 out, and Desmond Jennings the batter. Potential tying run in scoring position here for Tampa Bay. And now Miller wants to talk to Vasquez. Tazawa warming in the Red Sox pen. Sloan Mejica, now Miller, already in the game in relief of Alan Webster. Today went 5 1/3. Jennings will take the strike. Fastball right down the middle. Strikeout, a double, a stolen base, and a ground out for Jennings. Potential tying run at second base in Casale. Close but a ball, 1-1. That's in there for strike 2.
Back-to-back breaking balls from Miller. Gets the second one over for a strike.
Two and two.
Humped up a little bit on that one at 95 miles an hour.
And Zobrist waiting on deck for Tampa Bay here in the 7th inning. Foul down the right field line, out of play. Casale at second base, one out here in the 7th inning, and a 2-2 pitch from Andrew Miller. Jennings will take strike 3. 2 down. Big out right there for Miller.
Nasty pitch too from Miller. I mean, you're going down, you're going away to the corner. That's one as a hitter you just got to really admire, because you can't really swing at it. You just hope it's outside.
Two down. Casale still at second base. Ben Zobrist the batter. He's been on base 3 times, 2 walks and a single for Zobrist. Single went to right field back in the 5th inning. Now he takes strike 1. On the ground to shortstop as Stephen Drew will fire to first for the out, and Miller out of the jam. Rays leave a runner in scoring position. 3-2 Red Sox. post-game today. Learn how baseball players burn fuel at the Museum of Science. Learn what it's like to be a member of Fenway Security. Plus, Gary and David Ortiz's son, D'Angelo, face off in another round of Batter Up. Don't miss Nesson Clubhouse tonight at 5:30. Well, it's 3-2. Red Sox have the lead over the Tampa Bay Rays. Rays have had their chances, but stranding some base runners. And a new pitcher now for Tampa Bay, Jeff Beliveau, Rhode Island native, into his 5th game of the year without giving up a run in 4 innings. 3 strikeouts, no walks, and opponents hitting at 143 against Beliveau. Send it down to Jamie.
Johnny Gomes holds a record in this ballpark, and of course he's the one that had to fill me in on this. In his time with Tampa Bay, he holds the record for number of hits off the catwalk here at Tropicana Field. Of course, there's 4 rings. The bottom 2, the C and D ring, count as fair balls. He's hit them 12 times in his career with Tampa Bay. He said no one else is close. No one else will get as close as that. He has also hit a home run through that American flag, which is so Johnny Gomes, I can't even tell you. But there are 12 times he's hit the catwalk here for fair balls.
All right, well, here is Johnny pinch hitting for Mike Carp in the 8th. Carp had flied out, been hit by a pitch, and grounded out to second base. Gomes leading it off here against Beliveau, the new left-handed pitcher into the game. Carp on the bench, and Johnny Gomes pinch hitting. Gomes takes strike 1. Three for 10 on the road trip is Johnny Gomes. Hitting at .318 against left-handed pitching this year, second best in the majors. One players at least 125 at bats. Second only behind Brock Holt, .325. Ball 2, 2-1.
Johnny Gomes has been with so many teams, you really forget how long he was with the Tampa Bay Rays.
Yeah, part of the turnaround from the Devil Rays to the Rays, and the team that went to the World Series in 2008, losing to the Philadelphia Phillies. That's in there for strike 2.
Everything on the corner right now so far from Beliveau. This fastball inside corner.
Beliveau called up. 27-year-old on Tuesday to take spot of Joel Peralta. It's his 9th stint with the Rays over the last 2 years. Holmes grounds it foul over into the Red Sox dugout. Ace Ticket, the official Red Sox ticket partner, has the best seats at the lowest prices to all the games at Fenway. All the 200% guarantee. Right now, Ace Ticket has special savings on all Red Sox games. Treat yourself or someone special. Visit Ace Ticket or call 1-800-MY-SEATS. Johnny Gomes pinch hitting to lead off here in the top of the 8th inning. And a swing and a miss. Gomes strikes out for the first out of the 8th.
A sneaky, quick fastball that time at 88 miles an hour, keeping it away from Gomes. A couple of strikeouts in a row, a very long battle last inning. Yates and Victorino, and Yates winning that battle. And now Gomes going down as the leadoff man in the 8th inning by the strikeout.
One down for Stephen Drew, 0 for 3 in the game. Pops it up foul, back and out of play. Drew against left-handed pitching has only 1 hit this season. He is 1 for 25 against lefties, hitting at .040. Drew hits a fly ball to center field. Desmond Jennings coming in. 2 down in the 8th. Christian Vasquez coming up. 1 for 3 in the ball game. Vasquez had a single to center field back in the 2nd inning. Since then has grounded out to Evan Longoria twice at third base. $25,221 on hand here today. 25-221 to see the final game of the 3-game series. And of the road trip here for the Red Sox in Tampa. And strike 1. Junichi Tazawa continuing to warm in the pen to get ready for the 8th inning. Facing Joyce, Longoria, and Loney. It is 3, 4, and 5 for Tampa Bay coming up. We have 1-run lead right now for the Red Sox. Vasquez takes strike 2. Here is Tazawa. Vasquez strikes out. Fastball up and away, and he chases. 1-2-3-8, the 3-2 Red Sox lead. By the new Scion TC, Sullivan Tire and Auto Repair, and by Southwest Airlines. Johnny Gomes checks in left field, as moving from left field to first base is Nava. Andrew Miller went out there and warmed up, and now John Farrell is going to go make a pitching change here for him as he goes out there to make the change. So he lets Miller warm up. Zhao had been ready for a very long time. Not sure what that's about, but
well, they went to Geyer as a pinch hitter.
And so now Tazawa will come in. 3-2 Red Sox have the lead. earned run average. 40 innings. He's given up a total of 41 hits, 41 Ks, 10 walks. But it's hitting at 265 against Tazawa. Swing and a miss for Brandon Geyer. Pinch hitting here for Matt Joyce in the 8th.
Tazawa starts him off with a fastball, just blows it right by him.
Trying to bunt his way on. Vasquez will fire to first for the out. Nicely done. Had to go over his shoulder to get there, and he did. Geyer trying to drop the bunt down.
Good quick reactions here by Vasquez. You can see the ball out in front of him down that first base line. Up over the shoulder of Geyer running down the first base line. That ball hit him. He would have been called out. Or should have been called out anyway if the ball hit him. He was inside that white line.
One down here in the 8th. And it brings up Evan Longoria. Swing and a miss. Swinging for the fences there. 95 on the fastball for Tazawa.
Yeah, a little better zip than the last time we saw him.
Longoria 1 for 9 in his career against Tazawa. Charged with his 3rd blown save was Tazawa. Took the loss on Friday night against Tampa Bay. And his first appearance since last Sunday. With a big swing. 0-2.
Fastball back to the split fingered fastball. Down and in.
Straightens him up. 96, 1-2. Strike 3 call. Longoria knew it. Takes with him the first K for Tazawa.
Now Tazawa got beat the other night on a breaking ball, and it was a hanging breaking ball over the middle of the plate. This one much better as he finds the outside corner with it.
Two down in the 8th inning for James Loney. He's flied out to left, grounded out to second base, and single to center. Loney will take the strike over the outside corner. Grant Balfour about to be warming up here for Tampa Bay. 1-1 the count to James Loney. Two down here in the bottom of the 8th in a 1-run game. On a strike to Loney.
Red Sox at first base. Daniel Nava right on the line in this 1-run ball game. Trying to prevent a 2-base hit. Outfield very deep.
Only 1 for 4 in his career against Tazawa. Take strike 2. outside corner for strike 3. Low and frustrated. Tazawa has a 1-2-3-8, 3-2 Red Sox. Committed to supporting the communities they serve. For every home run the Red Sox hit the rest of the season, Alltown will donate $500 to the Cystic Fibrosis Multiple Sclerosis Foundation. Visit www.cfmsfund.org for more information. Now it's into the 9th inning, and leading it off for the Red Sox, Jackie Bradley Jr. Red Sox trying to pick up a run here and grab some insurance, on top by 1, 3-2. All the scoring in this game coming back in the 3rd inning. Bradley 0 for 3 from his number 9 spot in the order. He has fly to right, struck out, grounded out to short. As Balfour continues to warm in the pen, Beliveau back out on the mound here for Tampa Bay to face the lefty and Bradley Jr. And a ground ball to third base. Longoria throws out Bradley for the first out of the 9th.
Looked like it was toward the end of the bat of Jackie Bradley Jr. Very low pitch right there. And spinning as it got out toward Longoria, but he's able to make the play and get the first out of the 9th.
One down in the 9th. Brock Holt, the batter. Holt's 0 for 4 in the game. He was flied out twice, struck out, and grounded out to first base. Here's strike 1. Sox have the closer up and ready, Koji Uehara. In the bottom of the 9th inning, Rays will be expecting Escobar, Sean Rodriguez, and Kurt Casale. 6, 7, and 8 for the Rays. Holt was swing and a miss, down 0-2. And running in on him.
Holt chasing a pitch out of the strike zone right there. Up and in.
All the ball, 1-2. Nava waiting on deck. One out here in the top of the 9th inning. Oh, sends one out to short. Escobar fires to first in time to get Holt 2 down. Six in a row retired by Rays pitching. 2 down in the 9th inning, and Daniel Nava coming up. Nava started the game in left field for the Red Sox. Now taking over at first base defensively. Been on base 3 times today. Single to right, a walk, and another single to right before striking out in the 7th inning. Take strike 1. Nava against left-handed pitching, hitting at 111 so far in the season, 286 against right-handers. Just 4 for 36 against lefties. Let's take strike 2. Down and in for ball 1, 1-2. Dustin Pedroia waiting on deck with 2 down here in the 9th. Outfield straight away on Daniel Nava. Swing and a miss, and Nava strikes out. Beliveau has a 1-2-3 9th. We head to the bottom of the 9th, 3-2 Red Sox. Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. David Ortiz responsible for all the Red Sox offense today. His 3-run home run back in the 3rd, holding up right now. Red Sox have a 3-2 lead to the bottom of the 9th inning. It's Koji time as Koji Uehara comes in for his 46th appearance of the year. 5-2. with a 1.54 earned run average. He is 20 out of 22 in save opportunities, 60 Ks to 6 walks, and opponents hitting at 179 against Uehara. Now Escobar to lead it off here for Tampa Bay. There's ball one. Escobar is lined out to short. He has walked and flied out to center. Swing and a miss, and a big cut there.
Taking the shot right there at the 88-mile-an-hour fastball for Uehara.
Escobar 2 for 14 against Uehara in his career, but does have a home run. Two and one. First action for Uehara since taking on the Kansas City Royals. The 2-1 is lined into left field, a base hit.
Now split-fingered fastball that stayed up in the zone that time. Escobar, not real solid contact, good enough to pick up the base hit a little bit toward the end of the bat.
One on, nobody out. Sean Rodriguez coming up. We'll see how Joe Madden plays this. Uehara, incidentally, was not since Kansas City pitched here last night. I thought so. Uehara going in inning, giving up a hit. No runs in last night's action. Struck out a batter. And gives up a base hit here to Escobar to start the bottom of the 9th inning. Tying run at first base. Sean Rodriguez pinch hit in the 6th and flied out to center field. Takes ball one. Rays have a 9-game winning streak on the line, trailing by a run, but have the lead runner on here in the 9th. Strike one.
That's a break there for the Red Sox and Uehara. That pitch probably not a strike, but Uehara gets the benefit of the doubt because he throws strikes.
Foul back, and it's 1-2. Fastball from Uehara at 88 miles an hour. Kurt Casale, the catcher, on deck behind Rodriguez. Leadoff single by Yanel Escobar to begin things here in the bottom of the 9th inning for Tampa Bay. Two and two. The game the Red Sox have won on this road trip was the first game. Able to beat Toronto 14-1. Since then, the Red Sox losing 5 straight games. Have a 3-2 lead here in the bottom of the 9th inning from Tropicana Field in St. Pete. Swing and a miss, and Rodriguez strikes out, 1 down.
That was a great splitter right there from Uehara. Almost looked like a curveball the way it darted away. And really no chance for contact there for Sean Rodriguez. So they elect not to bunt. Red Sox get the strikeout. Man still at first base now with 1 out.
Solly 1 for 11 with the Rays. Walked in the third inning, flied out to center in the fourth, walked again in the seventh. Swing and a miss for strike one. The bullpen has been terrific for the Red Sox in this game. Their starter, Alan Webster, lasted 5 1/3 innings, giving up 2 runs. So that's then Breslow, Mujica, Miller, Tazawa, and now Uehara. Toss to first, very soft toss. Bullpen has only allowed 2 hits. That includes Escobar's singles to begin this inning. Swing and a miss. That fooled him 0-2.
Once again, the splitter out in front of it. Casale. A lot of different ways that Uehara can go now. No balls and 2 strikes.
Sally on a check swing.
Whoa.
Called a ball.
Yeah, I'm begging. But look at the location of the pitch.
Strike 3 call. Casale down by way of the K. 2 down on the 9th.
That's almost the exact same pitch, and this time he goes as a strike. Maybe just a little bit higher this time. I pitched on before. Split-fingered fastball doing the honors.
So 2 down, and Kevin Kiermaier, the batter. Wants to make sure they want him to hold him on at first base. Checks with the dugout. Kiermaier reached on an infield hit in the third. He's grounded out. A sac bunt his last time up. Outside for ball 1. Three-run home run, the difference in the game for Big Papi. His 25th home run of the year. Time call. Escobar led off the inning with a single. He's still at first base with now 2 down in the 9th. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. The fastball at 88. Fouled off, and it's 1-2.
What amazes me, Don, is how many swings and misses Uehara gets on his fastball. 88 miles an hour.
Has to be extremely deceiving. Runner at first, 2 down in the 9th inning. The 1-2 pitch. Hey, struck him out, and the Red Sox win. Koji K's the side, and the Red Sox snap a 5-game losing streak, and they put an end to the Rays' 9-game winning streak. David Ortiz with a big 3-run home run back in the third inning, and it holds up for the Red Sox. Some terrific work out of the bullpen for Boston as they wrap up the road trip on a good note. They down the Rays 3-2 and salvage the final game of the series. Let's send it to Tom Caron back in Boston.